Maraming interesado ngayon. Mukhang
nakita niyo CYBERSEX din.
maraming ngayon pala. Maraming Monday today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us the Acting Director of the Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group, Police Senior Superintendent Guillermo Lorenzo Villasar. Hello? Yes. Take this now.
Good morning to everyone. I'm Police Senior Superintendent Guillermo Lorenzo Villasar, the Acting Director of PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group. So what we're about to present to you is an operation that conducted by our unit over the weekend. So actually, aside from the press release that has been distributed, will be distributed email have been distributed to you through email. So we prepared a short presentation regarding the conduct of the operation. So at the end, we have also some video footage that have been burned to see this for distribution to those who are interested. So this act will operate against CYBERSEX then. So let me give you the background of the case. So on January 16, 2016, an informant reported reported that a group of gay men led by a certain Edmar Arguelles Reyes, also known as MI, is operating a CYBERSEX den. So this MI is the maintainer of that den, is employing persons, also gay men, to perform lascivious and obscene shows via webcam that can be seen through a website, which is asiancamsex.com. Next, please. So, the photos of the models wearing underwear were uploaded by Edmar to this website and created an account for each model to use with a username and password. So once a model logged in online, guests can start chatting with them. So a guest who wants a model for a show would click the picture of his desired model, and then that start the chatting with the guest. So eventually, with the chatting, this model will convince the client to have a private show. So that's actually the modus operandi on this particular case. So if the guest click the private button on chosen model, a certain amount will be deducted from the guest credit and or debit card. And then in the show, the model will start to perform lewd and lascivious acts. And guests can also order to perform certain sexual activities or positions and the use of dildos and other sex toys. So depending on the request or the intention of the client, the customer, who are usually foreigners. So, and they know for a fact that these models are actually not real women, so that they're gay men. But because of their, the appearance, they have long hair, they have nice makeup, slim bodies, and enlarged breasts, so they really look like women. And then, eventually, they wanted to see everybody, and alas, what they can see is, actually a male with the male organ. So I think it adds pleasure to them seeing this kind of situation, which is very unfortunate, actually, for the suspect or the models, which I think we consider also as victims in themselves. So they even, based on the information and eventually the data that we got, they even resort to if the price is right, sexual acts with other models. So now let's go to the pre-operation activities. So the ACG, driven by the information from the informant, our operatives were able to engage in the suspects online. So yun ang ating ginagawa. Our online operative managed to get to chat with the model and record activities, which will be our basis for the legal approach or legal action application of search warrant. So one of his models, known as Seductive Horny Angel, later identified as Lloyd Malikdem, gandang pangalan, no? Alias Fiona. So, mali, this particular, ito kasi, ayan. So, medyo malaki yung pinatakik mo. So sa atin naman siguro pipiliin lang natin yung lalabas natin. So para medyo masaya lang, di may konting discussion. Okay lang ba? Okay lang ganun. So, dun sa video walang takip with action. Well, hindi dun sa video wala siyang takip with action. So, well, because of that, the other members of the operatives conducted physical surveillance. We took pictures of the location and prepared for the application of the search warrant. And once we have given the search warrant, now let's go to the implementation of this warrant, which was issued by Judge. So before we approach the area, we have actual operational engagement. So, kasi dapat ma-establish natin na when you approach the place, actually the crime is being committed, di ba? So, the operatives had an actual operation online engagement, and around 6:25, when we are about to approach the place, nakipag-chat na tayo sa kanila, and then nakakuha na tayo ng mga relative evidence that really the crime is being committed. And so, in-approach natin yun, but next please. So the ACG police operatives with the other witnesses now proceeded to the place and approached the place. So, next slide. We can see in here that they were alerted. Actually, ito sinabihan siya. Uy, may mga police, di ba? So, kita-kita rin sa video na on the actual online engagement, na-alert sila and then tumigil sila, but then we already established that the crime is being committed. So, these are actually the two of the models that our operatives were engaged just before the actual implementation of the search warrant. So the models were warned by the colleagues of the presence of the officer immediately turned off the computer systems. Now, and so the search was implemented with the presence of the witnesses, and 5 persons were arrested. Actually, there were 6 persons in there, but 1 is a minor. Para-pareho sila mga lalaki. So 5 persons were arrested and detained at ACG. 1 minor was rescued. These suspects were requested actually yesterday at the Manila Prosecutor's Office for violations of Section 4C1, which is CYBERSEX, and 5A actually is abetting and aiding in the commission of CYBERSEX, cybercrime, and Article 201 of the revised Penal Code relating to immoral doctrine, obscene publication, exhibitions, and indecent shows, and Allied 7610, otherwise known as the Special Protection for Children against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination, because there is a minor in there that is also being employed or utilized as a model. Confiscated during the conduct of the operation, next slide please, 2 sets of desktop computers, 2 laptops, one sex toy, dildo, and veil extension. Ito yung during the operation, the engagement. After engagement. So nakita natin na yung hawak niya, yun din yung na-recover natin.
Karot. Uy! Karot.
Improvise.
Karot
Ito kasi, ito yung mga na-process na natin. During the operation kasi, meron tayong bag and tag procedure. So our personnel are trained for that. So that the appropriate evidence will be preserved and it will be admissible in the court during the trial period. Next slide, please. Other items recovered were router hub, tablet, Wi-Fi antenna, cellular phones. Ito iba dyan, pinagtatapon na eh. Next slide, please. Remittance cards. Kasi sa kanila doon, aside from the dun sa payment through the credit or debit cards, meron silang mga regular client na pinapakuha sila that will be sending them money through Western Union, di ba natin remittances. So parang regular na, parang bonus na yun. Parang sugo na. We recovered a lot of remittance receipts for this purpose. Fake IDs and other documents. Next slide. So as I've said, these cases were filed against the 5 suspects, while the 17-year-old minor was ordered for release by the fiscal. So that's the end of the presentation. So so para ma-preserve yung evidence, so that sa atin kasi sa atin, we have a digital forensic laboratory where we can extract all the data contained sa
Serious pa yung mga cameraman natin.
teaser kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng pakita doon, but we can always visit to our digital forensic laboratory one time with our chief PIO to see. We have actually the ACG, a digital forensic laboratory, where we're conducting examination on the recovered computers, cell phone, and also video equipment, video and audio equipment. Well, based on our information, they have been there for quite some time. And then, well, we have just, late last year, we have the information about them, but for sure they have been in the business for quite some time. And I believe, hindi lang yan yung mga grupo, syndicate, na operating this kind of business.
How much do they charge?
Doon sa atin, it start from yung initial pag-chat nila sa private, $1.99, di ba? And then tumataas siya, naging siya $4.99. Depende sa request ng client or customer sa ating models.
Yung mga customers sir,
Yes, most of them are foreigners.
Permanent ka lang.
Usually,
Permanent yun, di ba?
per minute. Per minute, diba? Per minute siya pa nilang charge. Hindi, pero may special arrangement, kumbaga, kaya nga may additional pa. Pag nagustuhan, di pinangakuha na magbigay ng pag-remitan sila, hindi na doon sa credit and debit card.
Sir, mostly ba foreigners yung kanilang
Yes,
babae?
yes.
From what countries? Can you say?
Well, ito, in this particular case, we haven't, we will check. Oo, pero usually sa kanila kasi is from Europe, meron din sa Asia, sa UK, I mean, and also sa Asia meron din na meron din mga
Usually mong na-arresto kasama yung operator.
yeah, oo. Yung yes, MR. Siya yung operator.
But how do you consider the models? Are they suspects or are they victims?
Actually, dun kasi sa batas natin, still cybersex, ano sila eh, kasi sila rin yung nag-engage in modeling and they're the one na nabibigyan din sila ng payment on this.
But are they exploited sa mga ganyan parang in any other prostitution?
Based on the they did not make any statement that they're exploited. So in their referral, we refer the case to the prosecutor, and it's up to them to decide kung this will be considered a suspect. But basically, on the law that we have, this RA 10175, which is the Cybercrime Prevention Act, they are all perpetrators of cybersex. Under that
Kaya nakakulong sila.
cybersex crime.
Nakakulong sila na.
na-check nyo na ba ang background ng mga tao? Students or mga
Wala, mga job, yun ang talagang trabaho nila, they're not students.
Sir, we're talking of how much yung earnings sila in a day or in a month.
I haven't computed that, but based on the per minute transaction, actually on commission naman itong mga to itong mga models. Yung kanilang leader or maintainer is the one calling the shots, but they have also access with the administrator of this. For sure, they have contact with other.
Pero monthly salary nila? I mean, for weekly salary or daily salary?
We don't have that information.
Sir, gano'n nakatagal yung cybersex nila?
Wait, that particular cybersex debt, it's been there for a while. It just came to our attention late last year, but we believe that it's been in for quite some time. This particular cybersex debt.
Under surveillance since late last year.
Yes.
Usually, sir, anong oras sila nag-ooperate?
It's 24 hours by shift. By shift sila. Parang sa loob, those operatives that implement the search warrant, parang mga makeshift na sila na parang mga studio type mga cubicle na.
Sir, meron tayo mga datos ilan yung cases natin noong 2015, tapos ilan na yung ngayon?
Actually, not just for, ito kasi, let me just say that, ito kasi the ACG was established in 2013 because of the passage of RA 10175 in 2012. That is the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. So 2013, the cases that we have handled, the ACG, for 2013 is 161 cases. So lahat-lahat na siya, not only cybersex, all crimes, all cybercrime. Then in 2015, noong 2014 it was 559, and for last year we accounted for 1,098. So nakikita natin yung trend niya. So maaaring trend dito is talagang tumataas yung trend ng cybercrime, commission of cybercrime, and yung iba, aware na sila na meron ng police na pwede silang mag-report. But it is just a tip of the iceberg. we all know that a lot of cybercrime are happening, and they are not reporting this to the authorities. So ito yung ating isang concern din that we want to tell the public that we have anti-cybercrime group that could assist our people to address their problems relating to cybercrime. Pero just the same, yun nga, yung ating resources maliit pa. Right now, we have 110 personnel for the ACG, and of course, we intend to beef up more personnel and to have all of our regional offices filled with ACG personnel. So, di ba right now we have 18 police regional offices. So, out of the 18 yan, isa na yan, we have 9 regional offices. So, if I might just say, ang ating kasi deployment is that we have field units, Southern Luzon Field Unit, Northern Luzon Field Unit, Southern Luzon, Visayas, Eastern Mindanao, just like the Daipon jurisdiction. But in Northern Luzon, we have ARAPO, we call it RAPO, Regional Anti-Cybercrime Office in Region 3. And just 2 weeks ago, in Region 1, we deploy personnel there, 2 personnel. So, then for Southern Luzon, we have an office in Region 4, RAPO 4, based in Camp Vicente Lim, Canlubang, and then Region 5 in Legazpi. For Visayas, right now, out of the 4 police regional offices, we have only 1 in Visaya, in Cebu, RAPO 7. But they cater also to the requirement of the other places in Visayas. For Mindanao, in Eastern Mindanao, we have regions 10 and 11 in Cagayan de Oro and Davao, and for and for Western Mindanao, we have Region 12 and Region 9 in Jensan and also in Zamboanga City.
Sir, makukonsider ba natin, since tumataas yung cases, makukonsider ba natin na rampant yung mga cybersex din, naglipaan na?
May una meron siyang market, di ba? And the instrumentalities to crime is very accessible. Hindi mo na kailangan, di ba, napakadali na ng connection, iba nga, cellphone lang, di ba? Computer, laptop, and madali lang makakuha ng internet connection. So we can say that it's really evolving, and we really need to inform the public of this situation and also to address this. So right now, if I may say, the efforts of the PNP is in coordination also with the NBI, insofar as that based on the creation of the law, it mandated that the PNP and the NBI should create their cybercrime unit. So sila meron, tayo meron din. It is being supervised actually by the DOJ Office of the Cybercrime. Just this morning, the SOJ, Secretary Emmanuel Capras, was here together with the Ambassador of UK Ambassador to the Philippines. So they were here to grace the opening of a course that started just this week. Mababagit ko lang yun kasi there's really, ang concern kasi natin dito, it's really being addressed, and those concerns agencies that are mandated by law are really acting on it.
Sir, question lang. From the very start, alam ba ng foreign clients nila na gay person sila na posing as women?
Doon parang ano yun eh, merong parang true referral din yung iba, and then ito kasing site nito, even though parang very generic siya, but we believe that these foreigners know for a fact na ano sila, mga gay men. And I think yun nga, yung perversion, as we say, parang iba siya kaysa dun sa normal na women model. Unlike ito, gay men na model na nakita naman natin doon sa sample na video kung how it's being different. So we don't know how the victims are thinking, but there are really some people who who cater to this particular.
Sir, ito ba one way lang? Sila lang yung mga models lang? Are they asking yung mga clients nila na mag-video?
And in this particular case, parang ano siya, dun sa ating ano is just one way. It's different on
Hindi yung
it's
parang
yes, so iba naman yung sa atin naman is parang different modus operandi, sextortion, di ba? Doon sa press release ibigay namin, we also touch about the sextortion. So it is a different it's a different modus operandi, but basically it involves cybersex.
Okay? Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ang daming estudyante ngayon.
active, sir. Napaka-active ng class.
Active yung klase ngayon, no?
Sir, itong ano sir namin,
Bibigyan kayo ng akin.
yes sir, kung paano mag-distribute sir ito.
Sir, yung hard copy. Completed? Compilation?
Those who are interested.
Pero bahala kayong mag ano ha, pero tanggal nung ano, pero tanggal yan. If I may add,
May additional pa.
okay, itatago lang kasi, di ba doon sa evidence natin na na-confiscate, di ba? Kasi ang sa atin, the basis of their arrest, kasi ito, syempre, even though it's a search warrant, the search warrant, ang search warrant kasi is dun sa the seizure of the evidence na nakalagay doon. But for the arrest of the suspect, dapat they are committing crime for them to be arrested. And na-prove natin yon. But dun sa mga nakuha nating mga laptop computers, a lot of evidence, a piece of evidence, were extracted from them. And that could lead us also to pursue further investigation, to get maybe some other connections, and probably to find out mga ibang grupo na connected sa kanila.
Saan ba focus ang operation natin?
Actually, this is everywhere eh. Meron din sa Region 3, Region 4, and also in Visayas. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So everybody has a copy. Sino interested, just get it from questions. Aya. Any question, Aya? With regard to this one? Ano?
Sir, sa anong pwede anong maraming politiko, sir.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Do you think sa bahiran ba magbisita ng maraming president o vice president doon sa alumni? O ano natin?
Doon, the homecoming of the PNP, Alumni Association, sa Constitution and bylaws nila, the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines is the guest of honor speaker. Automatic yun. So pag alumni, whoever is the Vice President. Ngayon, again, yung Alumni Association is a organization. Number two, it's a separate organization governed by Board of Directors. And some of these Board of Directors are retired. Meron silang sariling association, just like the PMAAA kami. Meron ding association. These are governed by resolutions that they themselves decide. The Philippine National Police Academy is not under the Philippine National Police. It's under the Philippine Public Safety College. Kagaya ng nabanggit din namin noon is that, yun lang, huwag natin. The perception of politics depends on the public, kung ano ang perception nila, o interpretation with regard to the presence of those who are candidates for this coming election. Nagbigay na rin ng statement ang spokesman ng PNPA, and they assured naman na walang politics doon sa pagpunta nila doon.
Sorry, I was there.
Yeah.
And Vice President Inay was actually talking about his plans for the PNP, his promises like additional allowances for policemen, additional housing for policemen, more you will hire more policemen, 50,000 more policemen once you become a president. So, isn't that a campaign at the same time, sir? Maraming active policemen were good during that time.
Siguro magandang sagutin niya ng PNP or PNAAA, not the Philippine National Police, because they're separate and distinct.
This yung perception nyo bilang PNP na, alam mo yun, may politiko nagsasalita sa mga tao sa ilan.
Kagaya rin na nabanggit ko na noon, the active personnel will already given guidelines that any actions that would be interpreted as politicking should be avoided. Again, it depends on the interpretation or concept or opinion or everyone, depende sa publiko yung paano interpretation nila. We have already issued some guidelines and warnings and statements so as our personnel on the ground will be guided na hindi ito ma-interpret nga ng public na politicking. As regard to what happened dun sa alumni homecoming, I think it would be best siguro to be answered by the organization itself, not the Philippine National Police. On the Philippine National Police side, we have already issued some guidelines and directives on this. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Salamat po. May
Thank you.